Hello and welcome to my easy to understand guide to this Daily Mirror set page and audiences. This video is going to be really relevant for you if you are studying AQA GCSE Media, as it's currently a set text on that specification. The target audience for the Daily Mirror is a fairly left-leaning Labour supporter audience, fairly working class, reasonably low educated, around 35 to 65 years of age, probably mostly male, but it's fairly balanced, and very concerned with public spending, public sector, and perhaps quite unhappy with the state of the country. There's a lot of entertainment offered for audiences on this front cover. But obviously there's some references to TV shows like Traitors, there's references to sports, and that's going to be quite entertaining for a lot of audiences. But there's also this big drama, this headline on the front cover, giant letters, big images, the word scandal, the word shameful. It feels exciting and dramatic. And the big images and the small amount of writing make it easy to read for these audiences. The use of infographics and bright colours help to make it eye-catching and accessible. And the language drums up this feeling of anger and frustration in an audience. Also offers audiences a lot of information and education about the events. You know, it makes it easy to understand the simple language that they use. It really kind of encourages audience to boil this whole big scandal down into the idea that elite people are misusing money. The really simple images like the one of the computer and the logo for the post office help to make quite a complicated story much easier for audiences to understand. It also offers audiences a sense of identity and relatability. The use of the human interest stories, the victims, in the kind of small inset pictures, it helps us to have somebody we can sympathise with or empathise with. Those people in those stories tend to be reasonably working class so that audiences can identify with them. People who worked at the post office who were just doing their jobs. The quotes from the Labour MPs help to target those Labour voters. And there's lots of implied criticism of Tory or Conservative MPs as well. And that will again help to engage those Labour or left-leaning audience members. The use of rhetorical questions, so why still no justice, helps to draw in readers as well. Lots of discussions of money, £100 million of taxpayers' money. That's going to be really frustrating for working class left-leaning audiences. They use a lot of inclusive language as well. So they say us taxpayers, as though the Daily Mirror is just like them. It kind of makes the audience feel like they're part of the newspaper and that the newspaper is just like them and that they understand them. Definitely encourages the audience to position themselves with these victims, with the post office staff, with the people who've been unjustly targeted. Of course, some audiences aren't going to respond in the way that the journalists or the editors hope they will. For example, if you're more of a right-leaning audience member, perhaps if you're a conservative voter, perhaps if you're someone who just doesn't really care about politics or doesn't care about public money, you may not respond in the same way to the intended target reader. So that was my easy to understand guide to the Daily Mirror and audiences. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for other videos, including about this Daily Mirror set text that might be relevant for you. And if you would like a video that I don't have, leave a comment below and I'll add them to my to-do list.